Welcome back to Footnotes and Folly, and to the end of Macbeth. I am Pemberton. This is part 3, the close of the tragedy. In England, the murdered king's son Malcolm and the bereaved Macduff raise an army to free Scotland. At Dunsinane, the queen who was once so ruthless now walks in her sleep, scrubbing at a spot of blood that will not wash out, her conscience destroying from within what no sword could touch. And around the doomed Macbeth, the witch's riddling promises come true in ways he never dreamed. A forest learns to walk, and a man not born as other men are born comes for him with a sword. Watch the tyrant at the very end, abandoned, exhausted, and yet, in his last black courage, almost magnificent. There is no one quite like Shakespeare for making us pity a monster. Let us finish it.
Lady Macduff entered with her son and Ross. What had he done to make him flee the country? You must be patient, madam. He had no patience. His flight was madness. When our deeds do not make us traitors, our fears do. You do not know whether it was wisdom or fear that drove him. Wisdom. To leave his wife, his children, his house, and his rank in a place he himself runs from? He does not love us. He lacks the natural feeling even the poor wren has, that smallest of birds will fight the owl to defend her young in the nest. This is all fear and no love. There is just as little wisdom in flight that runs so strongly against all reason. My dearest cousin, I beg you govern yourself. As for your husband, he is noble, wise, and thoughtful, and he knows best what this dangerous season requires. I dare not say much more. But these are cruel times, when we may be called traitors, and not even know ourselves, when we believe rumors because of what we fear, yet do not know what we fear, but drift on a wild and violent sea, tossed every way. I must take my leave of you. It will not be long before I am here again. Things at their worst must either end or rise back toward what they were before. My pretty cousin, blessings on you. He has a father, and yet he is fatherless. I am such a fool that if I stayed longer, it would bring me disgrace and you discomfort. I take my leave at once. Ross exited. Boy, your father is dead. What will you do now? How will you live? As birds do, mother. What, on worms and flies? On whatever I can get, I mean, and so do they. Poor bird. You would never fear the net, the birdlime, the pitfall, or the trap. Why should I, mother? They are not set for poor birds. My father is not dead, whatever you say. Yes, he is dead. What will you do for a father? No, what will you do for a husband? Why, I can buy 20 at any market. Then you would buy them only to sell them again. You speak with all your wit, and yet truly with enough wit for you. Was my father a traitor, mother? Yes, he was. What is a traitor? Why, someone who swears falsely and lies. And are all people who do that traitors? Everyone who does that is a traitor and must be hanged. And must everyone who swears and lies be hanged? Everyone. Who must hang them? Why, the honest men. Then the liars and swearers are fools, because there are enough liars and swearers to beat the honest men and hang them instead. Now God help you, poor little monkey. But what will you do for a father? If he were dead, you would weep for him. If you would not, it would be a good sign that I should soon have a new father. Poor chatter, how you talk. A messenger entered. Bless you, fair lady. You do not know me, though I know well your honorable position. I fear some danger is coming very near you. If you will take plain advice from a plain man, do not be found here. Go, and take your little ones with you. To frighten you like this seems savage to me, yet to do worse by keeping silent would be cruel, and that cruelty is too near your person. Heaven preserve you. I dare stay no longer. The messenger exited. Where should I fly? I have done no harm. But now I remember. I am in this earthly world, where doing harm is often praised, and doing good is sometimes counted dangerous foolishness. Why then, alas, do I put up that womanly defense and say I have done no harm? What are these faces? Murderers entered. Where is your husband? I hope he is in no place so unholy that someone like you can find him. He is a traitor. You lie, you shag-eared villain. What, you egg? He stabbed him. Young spawn of treachery. He has killed me, mother. Run away, I beg you. The son died. Lady Macduff fled, crying murder. The murderers pursued her. Malcolm and Macduff enter before the King of England's palace. Let us find some lonely shade, and there weep until our sad hearts are empty. Let us rather grip the deadly sword, and like honorable men, stand over our fallen native land. Each new morning brings new widows howling, new orphans crying. New griefs strike heaven in the face until it echoes, as if it felt Scotland's pain and cried out in the same language of sorrow. What I believe, I will mourn. What I know, I will believe, and whatever I can set right when time gives me the chance, I will. What you have said may perhaps be true. This tyrant, whose very name blisters our tongues, was once thought honest. You loved him well. He has not harmed you yet. I am young, but perhaps you may earn some favor from him through me. It can seem wise to offer up a weak, poor, innocent lamb to appease an angry God. I am not a traitor. But Macbeth is. Even a good and virtuous nature may give way under a royal command. But I ask your pardon. My suspicions cannot change what you are. Angels remain bright, though the brightest angel fell. Though all foul things may wear the look of grace, grace must still look like grace. I have lost my hopes. Perhaps exactly where I found my doubts. Why, in that exposed condition, did you leave your wife and child, those precious motives, those strong bonds of love, without even saying farewell? I beg you, do not take my jealous doubts as dishonor to you, but as precautions for my own safety. You may be perfectly just, whatever I may think. Bleed, bleed, poor country. Great tyranny, make your foundation secure, for goodness dares not oppose you. Wear your stolen honors, your title is confirmed. Farewell, lord. I would not be the villain you think me for all the territory in the tyrant's grasp, with the rich East added to it. Do not be offended. I do not speak from absolute fear of you. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke, it weeps, it bleeds, and each new day adds another gash to her wounds. I also think many hands would rise in support of my claim. Here, from gracious England, I have the offer of noble thousands. Yet for all that, when I step upon the tyrant's head, or carry it on my sword, my poor country will have more vices than before, suffer more, and in more different ways than ever, because of the man who succeeds him. Who would that be? I mean myself. I know every kind of vice so grafted into me that, once they are revealed, black Macbeth will seem as pure as snow, and the poor state will think him a lamb compared with the boundless harms I would bring. Not in all the legions of horrible hell can there come a devil more damned and evil than Macbeth. I grant that he is bloody, lustful, greedy, false, deceitful, violent, malicious, and touched with every sin that has a name. But there is no bottom, none, to my appetite for pleasure. Your wives, your daughters, your matrons, and your maids could not fill the cistern of my lust. My desire would overpower every restraint that stood against my will. Better Macbeth should reign than such a man as I. Boundless self-indulgence is a tyranny in human nature. It has emptied many happy thrones before their time, and caused the fall of many kings. But do not yet fear to take what is yours. You may satisfy your pleasures in wide abundance and still seem cold. The times can be so blindfolded. We have enough willing women. There cannot be such a vulture in you that it could devour all those who would dedicate themselves to greatness, finding it so inclined. Along with this, in my badly ordered nature, there grows such an unquenchable greed that, if I were king, I would cut off nobles for their lands, desire one man's jewels in another man's house. The more I had, the more it would season my hunger. I would invent unjust quarrels against the good and loyal, destroying them for wealth. This greed bites deeper and grows from a more deadly root than lust that seems to bloom only in summer. It has been the sword that killed our kings. Yet do not fear. Scotland has plenty enough to satisfy your desire from what is rightly yours. All these faults are bearable when weighed against other virtues. I have none. The virtues proper to a king, such as justice, truth, temperance, steadiness, generosity, perseverance, mercy, humility, devotion, patience, courage, and fortitude, I have no taste for them. Instead, I overflow with every separate crime, practicing it in many ways. No, if I had power, I would pour the sweet milk of concord into hell, throw universal peace into uproar, and destroy all unity on earth. O Scotland, Scotland! If such a man is fit to govern, speak! I am exactly as I have described myself. Fit to govern? No, not even fit to live. O miserable nation, ruled by a bloody, sceptred tyrant with no rightful title, when will you see wholesome days again, since the truest heir of your throne condemns himself by his own words and slanders his own blood? Your royal father was a most saintly king. The queen who bore you, more often on her knees than on her feet, died daily while she lived. Farewell. The evils you lay upon yourself have banished me from Scotland. O my heart, your hope ends here. Macduff, this noble passion, born of integrity, has wiped the black doubts from my soul and reconciled my thoughts to your true honor. Devilish Macbeth has tried by many such traps to draw me into his power, and cautious wisdom pulls me back from too ready trust. But may God above judge between you and me, for from this moment I put myself under your direction and take back my own slander. Here I renounce the stains and faults I placed upon myself. They are strangers to my nature. I have never known a woman, never broken an oath, scarcely coveted what was my own, never broken faith, would not betray the devil to his fellow, and I love truth no less than life. My first false speaking was this lie against myself. What I truly am belongs to you and to my poor country to command. Indeed, before you came here, old Seward, with 10,000 warlike men already prepared, was setting out for Scotland. Now we will go together, and may the chance of goodness match the justice of our cause. Why are you silent? Such welcome and unwelcome things coming at once are hard to reconcile. A doctor enters. Well, more of this later. Is the king coming out, I pray you? Yes, sir. There is a group of wretched souls waiting for his cure. Their disease defeats the greatest efforts of medicine, but at his touch, such holiness as heaven given his hand, they immediately recover. I thank you, doctor. The doctor exits. What disease does he mean? It is called the evil, a most miraculous work in this good king. Often, since I have been here in England, I have seen him do it. How he petitions heaven, he best knows himself. But people strangely afflicted, swollen and ulcerated, pitiful to look upon and beyond all hope of surgery, he cures. He hangs a golden coin around their necks, placing it there with holy prayers. It is said he will leave this healing blessing to the kings who succeed him. Along with this strange virtue, he has a heavenly gift of prophecy, and many blessings surround his throne, declaring him full of grace. Ross enters. See who comes here. My countryman, though I do not yet know him. My ever-gentle cousin, welcome here. I know him now. Good God, quickly remove the causes that make us strangers. Sir, amen. Does Scotland stand where it did? Alas, poor country, almost afraid to know itself. It cannot be called our mother, but our grave, where no one is ever seen to smile except those who know nothing, where sighs, groans, and shrieks that tear the air are made but not noticed, where violent sorrow seems an everyday frenzy. There the death bell is scarcely asked about, for whom it rings, and good men's lives expire before the flowers in their caps, dying before they even sicken. Oh, a report too precise, and yet too true. What is the newest grief? One that is only an hour old already mocks the speaker as outdated. Every minute gives birth to a new one. How is my wife? Why, well. And all my children? Well, too. The tyrant has not battered their peace? No. They were well at peace when I left them. Do not be stingy with your words. How goes it? When I came here to bring the news, which I have carried heavily, a rumor was spreading that many worthy men had taken the field. I believed it more readily because I saw the tyrant's forces on the march. Now is the time for help. The sight of you in Scotland would create soldiers and make our women fight, to throw off their terrible sufferings. Let us comfort them, we are coming there. Gracious England has lent us good sword and 10,000 men. Christendom does not offer an older or better soldier. I wish I could answer this comfort with comfort like it. But I have words that should be held out into the desert air, where no hearing ear could catch them. What do they concern? The general cause, or a grief owned by one single heart. No honest mind can hear it without sharing some sorrow, though the main part belongs to you alone. If it is mine, do not keep it from me. Give it to me quickly. Do not let your ears hate my tongue forever, though it must fill them with the heaviest sound they have ever heard. Ah, I guess it. Your castle has been taken by surprise, your wife and children savagely slaughtered. To describe the manner of it would be, on the heap of these murdered deer, to add your death as well. Merciful heaven! Man, do not pull your hat down over your brow. Give sorrow words. Grief that does not speak whispers to the overfilled heart and tells it to break. My children too? Wife, children, servants, all who could be found. And I had to be away from there. My wife killed too. I have said it. Take comfort. Let us make medicines from our great revenge, to cure this deadly grief. He has no children. All my pretty ones? Did you say all? Oh hell, height. All? What, all my pretty chickens and their mother at one fell swoop? Fight it like a man. I shall do so, but I must also feel it as a man. I cannot help remembering that such things existed, and that they were most precious to me. Did heaven look on and refuse to take their side? Sinful Macduff, they were all struck down for you. Worthless as I am, not for their own faults but for mine, slaughter fell upon their souls. Heaven rest them now. Let this be the whetstone of your sword. Turn grief into anger. Do not dull the heart, enrage it. Oh, I could play the woman with my eyes and the braggart with my tongue. But gentle heavens, cut short every delay. Bring this fiend of Scotland and me face to face. Set him within my sword's length. If he escapes, then heaven forgive him too. That note sounds manly. Come, let us go to the king. Our force is ready. We lack nothing but permission to depart. Macbeth is ripe to be shaken, and the powers above have put on their instruments. Take what comfort you can. The night is long that never finds the day. The exit. A doctor of physic and a waiting gentlewoman enter a room in the castle at Dunsinane. I have watched with you for 2 nights, but I can find no proof that your report is true. When did she last walk in her sleep? Since His Majesty went to the battlefield, I have seen her rise from bed, throw her nightgown over herself, unlock her private cabinet, take out paper, fold it, write on it, read it, seal it afterward, and then return to bed. Yet all this time she was in the deepest sleep. This is a great disturbance of nature, to receive the benefit of sleep, and at the same time perform the actions of waking. In this troubled slumber, besides her walking and these other acts, what have you ever heard her say? Something, sir, that I will not repeat after her. You may tell it to me, and it is very proper that you should. Not to you, nor to anyone, since I have no witness to confirm what I would say. Lady Macbeth enters carrying a taper. Look, here she comes. This is exactly how she looks when it happens, and on my life, she is fast asleep. Watch her. Stand close. How did she get that light? Why, it stood beside her. She always has a light near her. That is her command. You see, her eyes are open. Yes, but their senses shut. What is she doing now? Look how she rubs her hands. It is a habitual action with her, as if she were washing her hands. I have known her to continue doing this for a quarter of an hour. Still, there is a spot. Listen, she speaks. I will write down what comes from her, so I may remember it more surely. Out, damned spot. Out, I say. 1, 2. Well then, it is time to do it. Hell is dark. Shame, my lord, shame. A soldier and afraid? Why should we fear who knows it, when no one can call our power to account? Yet who would have thought the old man had so much blood in him? Do you notice that? The Thane of Fife had a wife. Where is she now? What, will these hands never be clean? No more of that, my lord, no more of that. You ruin everything with these sudden starts. Come, come. You have known what you should not. She has spoken what she should not, I am sure of that. Heaven knows what she has known. Here is the smell of the blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand. Oh, oh, oh. What a sigh that is. Her heart is heavily burdened. I would not have such a heart in my breast for the honor of the whole body. Well, well, well. I pray God it may be well, sir. This sickness is beyond my practice. Yet, I have known people who walked in their sleep and still died holy deaths in their beds. Wash your hands, put on your nightgown. Do not look so pale. I tell you again, Banquo is buried. He cannot come out of his grave. Is that so? To bed, to bed. There is knocking at the gate. Come, 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 give me your hand. What is done cannot be undone. To bed, to bed, to bed. Lady Macbeth exits. Will she go now to bed? At once. Foul whisperings are abroad. Unnatural deeds breed unnatural troubles. Infected minds will pour their secrets into pillows that cannot hear. She needs a priest more than a physician. God, God, forgive us all. Watch over her, remove from her anything by which she might harm herself, and keep your eyes on her still. So, good night. She has confounded my mind and amazed my sight. I have thoughts, but I dare not speak them. Good night, good doctor. They exit. Elsewhere near Dunsinane, Menteith, Caithness, Angus, Lennox, and soldiers enter with drum and colours. The English forces near, led by Malcolm, his uncle Seward, and the good Macduff. Revenge burns in them. Their dear causes would rouse even a deadened man to bleeding battle and grim alarm. We shall meet them near Birnam Wood. They are coming that way. Does anyone know whether Donalbain is with his brother? Certainly, sir, he is not. I have a list of all the nobles. Seward's son is there, and many beardless youths who now declare their first manhood. What is the tyrant doing? He is strongly fortifying great Dunsinane. Some say he is mad, others, who hate him less, call it brave fury. But certainly he cannot fasten his disordered cause within the belt of self-control. Now he feels his secret murders sticking to his hands. Now every minute rebellions reproach him for breaking faith. Those he commands move only because they are commanded, not from love. Now he feels his title hanging loose around him, like a giant's robe on a thieving dwarf. Who then can blame his troubled senses for shrinking and starting, when everything within him condemns itself for being there? Well, let us march on, to give obedience where it is truly owed. Let us meet the medicine for our sick state, and with him pour every drop of ourselves into our country's cure. Or as much as it needs to water the rightful royal flower and drown the weeds. Let us march toward Birnam. They exit marching. Macbeth enters with the doctor and attendants. Bring me no more reports. Let them all run away. Until Birnam Wood moves to Dunsinane, fear cannot stain me. What is the boy Malcolm? Was he not born of a woman? Spirits who know all mortal outcomes told me this. Do not fear, Macbeth. No man born of woman will ever have power over you. So flee, false thanes, and join the soft English gluttons. The mind I rule by, and the heart I carry, will never droop with doubt or shake with fear. A servant enters. The devil blacken and damn you, you pale-faced fool! Where did you get that frightened goose? Look, there are 10,000. Geese villain? Soldier, sir? Go scratch your face and paint your fear red, you lily-livered boy. What soldiers, you fool? May death take your soul. Those linen, white cheeks of yours teach fear itself. What soldiers' way, face? The English force, if it please you. Take your face away. The servant exits. Satan! I am sick at heart when I look Satan, I say. This assault will either lift me forever or unseat me now. I have lived long enough. My course of life has fallen into the dry and yellow leaf, and the things that should come with old age, such as honor, love, obedience, and troops of friends, I must not hope to have. Instead I have curses, not loud but deep, lip, service, empty breath, which the poor heart would gladly refuse and dare not. Satan! Satan enters. What is your gracious pleasure? What further news? All that was reported is confirmed, my lord. I will fight until the flesh is hacked from my bones. Give me my armor. It is not needed yet. I will put it on. Send out more horsemen, scour the country all around. Hang anyone who talks of fear. Give me my armor. How is your patient, doctor? Not so sick, my lord, as troubled by thick, crowding visions that keep her from rest. Cure her of that. Can you not treat a diseased mind, pluck a rooted sorrow from the memory, erase the written troubles of the brain, and with some sweet medicine of forgetfulness cleanse the burdened breast of the dangerous matter that weighs upon the heart? In such a case the patient must treat himself. Throw medicine to the dogs. I will have none of it. Come, put my armor on. Give me my staff. Satan, send out. Doctor, the thanes are flying for me. Come, sir, hurry. If you could examine the waters of my land, find her disease, and purge her back to sound and original health, I would praise you until the echo praised you back. Pull it off, I say. What rhubarb singa or purging drug would scour these English out of here? Do you hear of them? Yes, my good lord. Your royal preparations make us hear something of them. Bring it after me. I will not be afraid of death or ruin until Birnam forest comes to Dunsinane. All exit except the doctor. If I were away from Dunsinane and safely clear, no prophet would easily draw me back here. The doctor exits. Near Dunsinane, with a wood in view, Malcolm, old Seward and his son, Macduff, Menteith, Caithness, Angus, Lennox, Ross, and soldiers enter marching, with drum and colours. Cousins, I hope the days are close when private rooms will be safe again. We do not doubt it. What wood is that before us? The wood of Birnam. Let every soldier cut down a branch and carry it before him. In that way we will hide the size of our army and make any scouts report us wrongly. It shall be done. We learn only this: the confident tyrant remains in Dunsinane and will endure our siege before it. That is his chief hope. Wherever there is any chance to desert him, both great and small have revolted. None serve him now except those forced to, and their hearts are absent too. Let our fair judgments wait upon the true outcome, and let us set ourselves to hard soldierly work. The time is coming that, with proper decision, will make us know what we can claim as ours and what we still owe. Speculative thoughts tell uncertain hopes, but solid blows must decide the certain result. Toward that advance the war. They exit marching. Within the castle at Dunsinane, Macbeth, Satan, and soldiers enter with drum and colours. Hang our banners on the outer walls. The cry is still, they come. The strength of our castle will laugh a siege to scorn. Let them lie here until famine and fever eat them up. If they were not reinforced by men who should be ours, we might have met them boldly, beard to beard, and beaten them back home. A cry of women is heard within. What is that noise? It is the cry of women, my good lord. Satan exits. I have almost forgotten the taste of fear. There was a time when my senses would have chilled to hear a scream in the night, and the hair on my skin would rise and stir at a dreadful tale as if it were alive. I have fed too full on horrors. Dreadfulness, familiar to my murderous thoughts, cannot startle me once. Satan enters. Why was that cry? He, my lord, is dead. She should have died later. There would have been a time for such a word. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time, and all our yesterdays have lit fools the way to dusty death. Out, brief candle. Life is only a walking shadow, a poor actor who struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, meaning nothing. A messenger enters. You have come to use your tongue. Tell your story quickly. Gracious my lord, I should report what I say I saw, but I do not know how to do it. Well, say it, sir. As I stood watch upon the hill, I looked toward Birnam, and suddenly I thought the wood began to move. Liar and slave! Let me endure your anger if it is not so. Within 3 miles you may see it coming. I say it is a moving grove. If you speak falsely, you shall hang alive on the nearest tree until famine shrivels you. If your words are true, I do not care if you do the same to me. My resolve draws back, and I begin to doubt the fiend's double meaning, which lies like truth. Do not fear until Birnam wood comes to Dunsinane, and now a wood comes toward Dunsinane. Arm, and out. If what he swears is seen to be true, there is no fleeing from here and no staying here. I begin to grow weary of the sun and wish the whole state of the world were now undone. Ring the alarm bell. Low wind. Come ruin. At least we will die with armor on our backs. The exit. On a plain before the castle, Malcolm, old Seward, Macduff, and their army enter with drum and colours, carrying branches. Now we are near enough. Throw down your leafy screens and show yourselves as you are. Worthy uncle, you and my cousin, your noble son, shall lead our first battle. Worthy Macduff and I will take on whatever else remains to do, according to our plan. Farewell. If we only find the tyrant's power tonight, let us be beaten if we cannot fight. Make all our trumpets speak. Give them full breath, those loud heralds of blood and death. They exit. Alarms sound. Macbeth enters. They have tied me to the stake. I cannot run away. Like a bear I must stand and fight the course. Who is the man not born of woman? He is the only one I have cause to fear, or else I fear no one. Young Seward enters. What is your name? You will be afraid to hear it. No, even if you called yourself by a name hotter than any name in hell. My name is Macbeth. The devil himself could not speak a title more hateful to my ear, nor one more frightening. You lie, loathed tyrant. With my sword I will prove that what you say is false. They fight, and young Seward is killed. You were born of woman. I smile at swords and laugh weapons to scorn when they are brandished by any man born of a woman. Macbeth exits. Alarms sound. Macduff enters. The noise is that way. Tyrant, show your face. If you are killed and not by a blow of mine, the ghosts of my wife and children will haunt me still. I cannot waste my sword on poor hired soldiers, men paid to carry their staves. Hither I find you, Macbeth, or I will put my sword back in its sheath with its edge unbattered and no deed done. You should be over there. By that great uproar someone of highest rank seems to be announced. Let me find him, Fortune. I ask no more. Macduff exits. Alarm sound. Malcolm and old Seward enter. This way, my lord. The castle has yielded quietly. The tyrant's people are fighting on both sides. The noble thanes are doing brave service in the battle. The day itself almost declares itself yours, and there is little left to do. We have met enemies who struck without trying to hit us. Enter the castle, sir. They exit. Alarms sound. Macbeth enters in another part of the field. Why should I play the Roman fool and die on my own sword? While I can still see living men, wounds look better on them. Macduff enters. Turn, hell, hound, turn. Of all men, I have avoided you. But go back, my soul is already too heavily burdened with blood of yours. I have no words. My voice is in my sword, you villain, bloodier than language can describe. They fight. You are wasting your labor. You could just as easily cut the uncuttable air with your sharp sword as make me bleed. Let your blade fall on heads that can be wounded. I bear a charmed life, which cannot yield to anyone born of woman. Then despair of your charm. Let the angel you have always served tell you this. Macduff was ripped from his mother's womb before his time. Cursed be the tongue that tells me that, for it has cowed the better part of my courage. These juggling fiends must never again be believed, these spirits that trick us with double meanings, that keep the word of promise to our ear and break it to our hope. I will not fight with you. Then surrender, coward, and live to be the spectacle and stare of the age. We will display you as rare monsters are displayed, painted on a pole, with words beneath, here you may see the tyrant. I will not yield, not to kiss the ground before young Malcolm's feet, and not to be baited by the curses of the mob. Though Birnam wood has come to Dunsinane, and though you stand against me, not born of woman, still, I will try the last. I throw my warlike shield before my body. Come on, Macduff, and damned be the first who cries, hold enough. They exit fighting. Alarms sound. The army retreats. A flourish sounds. Malcolm, old Seward, Ross, thanes, and soldiers enter with drum and colours. I wish the friends we are missing had arrived safely. Some must be lost, yet from those I see here, so great a day as this has been bought cheaply. Macduff is missing, and your noble son. Your son, my lord, has paid a soldier's debt. He lived only until he proved himself a man, and as soon as his courage confirmed it, in the firm place where he fought without shrinking, he died like a man. Then he is dead? Yes, and brought from the field. Your sorrow must not be measured by his worth, for then it would have no end. Were his wounds in front? Yes, on the front. Then may he be God's soldier. If I had as many sons as I have hairs, I would not wish any of them a finer death. And so his death bell is rung. He is worth more sorrow, and I will spend it for him. He is worth no more. They say he died well and paid what he owed, and so, God be with him. Here comes newer comfort. Macduff enters carrying Macbeth's head. Hail, king, for that is what you are. Look, here stands the usurper's cursed head. Tongue is free. I see you surrounded by your kingdom's finest jewels, whose hearts speak my greeting already. I want their voices aloud with mine. Hail, King of Scotland! Hail, King of Scotland! A flourish sounds. We will not spend much time before we reckon with each of your loyalties and repay what is owed to you. My thanes and kinsmen, from now on be earls, the first Scotland has ever named with such an honour. What else remains to be done? What must be newly planted with this time, calling home our exiled friends abroad who fled the snares of watchful tyranny, bringing forward the cruel ministers of this dead butcher and his fiend, like Queen, who, as it is thought, took her own life by violent hands. This, and whatever else necessity calls on us to do by the grace of grace, we will perform in proper measure, time and place. So thanks to all at once, and to each one of you, whom we invite to see us crowned at Scone. A flourish sounds. They all exit.
And there Macbeth ends, the tyrant dead, the rightful king restored, and Scotland breathing again. But it is not the politics we remember, it is the descent. Shakespeare took a brave and honourable man and showed us, step by step, exactly how ambition and fear could hollow him into a butcher who finds, at the last, that life is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. It is the most terrifying mirror in all of drama. Thank you for sitting with the whole of Macbeth. Mind the footnotes, and beware the folly.